My fellow Liberians, by now, I'm sure that many of you have heard that Senator My fellow Liberians, by now, I'm sure that many of you have heard that Senator Daniel Natin, Attorney Alosha Stowe, and I, Chairman, Secretary General, and Standard Bearer of the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, have been threatened with arrest and are currently on trial before the Monrovia Magisterial Court at the Temple of Justice. We have been ridiculously charged with forgery and criminal conspiracy. The accusations underlying these charges are totally false and completely baseless. Our accusers, Mr. Benoni Ure and his All-Liberian Party, the ALP, and the government of Liberia, know these charges are baseless and false. We also know that Mr. Ure and the government of Liberia are not alone in this conspiracy to lie and tarnish our heart and reputation and integrity. Sadly, to break up the CPP, Mr. Ure and the government are being cheered on by other leaders of the CPP. These leaders are afraid that we will defeat them in a CPP democratic primary, the process we agreed to use to choose the standard bearer of the CPP. These individuals, aware that they will lose to us, now want to break their promises to the Liberian people, but are too cowardly to take responsibility for breaking up the CPP. Hence, they are joining with the government to contrive a lawsuit against the CPP after almost 2 years of its continued existence under the same set of rules and obligations which applies to all parties, including the ANC. Feeling betrayed? Of course we are disappointed. But we are not afraid of these accusations, nor are we worried by the hypocrisy. We know the truth is on our side. We have assembled a team of great lawyers through whom we are confident the truth will be revealed, the hypocrisy will be exposed, and we will win and be vindicated. However, I'm concerned about the misdirection of our country, the conspiracy to politically prosecute opponents, aided and abetted by some members of the opposition, is bad for our young democracy. With blood, tears, and treasure, Liberians paid too high a price for our democracy, for the right to freely and fairly choose our leaders. Too often, we have allowed ourselves to think that politics is not our collective business, that it should be left to the politicians while we go about tending our daily private lives. Well, politics also determines the conditions under which we will go about our daily private lives. In fact, it determines whether our lives will be private, safe, secure, and peaceful. Politics controls everything, including how we live and what our future will be. This is why, when the government begins to act dangerously, provocatively, and unfairly to threaten our peace, privacy, and democracy, we must wake up and pay attention. We must stand up and express our strong disagreements against this public wrong because it is dangerous for all of us. When the government does the wrong things, even under the pretext of politics, in the end, it affects all of us. It affects our freedoms and our rights. It affects our economy. The prices of commodities, including rice, dry fish, palm oil, clothes, shoes, just to name a few.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. This is J. Randy here, and thank you very much for taking your time out to come and join me here this Friday evening. Today, right now, we are here to discuss the message that Mr. Cummings gave. I'm sure you just heard what he said. When the government does the wrong thing, when the government does the wrong thing, it hurts the economy, it hurts the people, it hurts everything. If you missed that, let's go back and listen to that again.
Against this public wrong because it is dangerous for all of us. When the government does the wrong things, even under the pretext of politics, in the end, it affects all of us.
Okay. So when the government does the wrong thing, outside of politics, it affects every one of us. I wonder how many people in the ANC understand what Mr. Cummings just said. I wonder how that can be adequately addressed. That's the question I want to ask ANC people. You see, when some of the ANC people be asking some of us, do you still support CDC? Do you still support Joseph Boyka? I don't know from what background are the question being posed to other Liberians. But I would like to put it back to ANC people. You heard Mr. Cummings. When the government doesn't do the right thing, it creates a trickle-down effect. So when Mr. Cummings is president and he doesn't do the right thing, what will be your position? Because that statement alone will not be applicable to Joseph Parker or to Josh Weir. Everything that Cummings is saying, if he does become president, it will be applicable. It will be applicable to him, and it will also apply to him. But the question here is, what are you guys doing now as member of the ANC? Everything that Mr. Cummings is saying here is something that he will have to defend when he becomes president. But how well will his supporter be able to say today, right now, that a Cummings does the wrong thing, it will affect everybody. So therefore, when he does the wrong thing, I will be able to come here and say that Mr. Cummings is wrong. How many of you guys can do that? The question is up to you guys now. How many of you guys? If we all say we are not doing the right thing, I agree with you guys. But how many of you guys would say if Cummings does the wrong thing, I will criticize Cummings? I don't have to wait for him becoming president. As you contemplate on the question here, my friend, I'm not going to cave into any political party to say, oh, let the truth be said that Cummings should be president before we criticize. No. Then I will be very upfront with you here. If you ever came on the platform and think that, oh, J. Rennie is yet to praise Cummings through, oh, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. This is the wrong platform for you. Because in how much Cummings is challenging the status quo in our country against this weird government, we should also begin to hold Cummings' feet to the fire as well. I think that is fair for the people of Liberia. It may not be fair for you. It may not be fair for me. But the people that Mr. Cummings wants to represent, they should be the one we should be fighting for. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show here this evening. This is J. Randy here. I am not here to campaign for CDC. I'm not here to campaign for Mr. Cummings. But what I would say here is anybody who need my service, you have to pay me for that. You have to pay me for that. I'm not going to campaign for CDC free. I'm not going to campaign for Mr. Cummings free. Because I know many of we are people who did not campaign for we are today are enjoying the sweat of many of us. There are people who are in the ANC right now sitting down. They cannot convince hardcore Liberians, hardcore other partisan members, because they don't have that strategy. And to get Cummings across Boca to meet we are going to take a very strategic approach. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm telling you guys right now, to be quite honest with you guys, I don't see people in ANC that can convince Liberian to vote for Cummings overwhelmingly. I can say that to you guys. You don't have that. I'm saying it because I campaign for George Weah. I know how to get to our people. I know what our people want. Many people within the ANC cannot convince many Liberians to overwhelmingly vote for Cummings to be president. I'm very serious about this. I'm serious about it because some of you guys will come and want to ask, are you still supporting CDC? Are you still supporting CDC? You shouldn't be asking the question. You should be asking them, what can you do to make Cummings successful? Don't be asking people, are you still supporting CDC? Because your support for Cummings is not real. The fact that I have not seen none of you guys, even one person coming out to say, hey, Cummings does the wrong thing, I will come and speak here. And then you want to challenge other people. You need to quit that kind of behavior. You need to quit that kind of behavior. People went to CDC because they believe that George Weah could have done the right thing. And for the fact that many of them backing down today because George Weah is not living to the expectation, that does not give you the right when you are not even challenge the political leader you're complaining for or you're supporting to tell the Liberian people that when he does the wrong thing, I will be able to challenge Mr. Cummings. Let nobody bring that question to me again, folks. Nobody. Because remember, I campaign against Cummings too, right? Oh, yes, I campaign against Cummings. Because the election that we are won, I will campaign against Cummings. And our goal was to make sure that Cummings don't go to the second round and it should be Boca. And that happens. This time around, different game, same environment, start Boca, let Cummings go. So let nobody come and challenge where my loyalty lies, especially when I already said that if Weah does the wrong thing, I will criticize Weah. I think you should say, Randy, yes, if Cummings does the wrong thing, please help us to criticize Cummings. I think that's what many ANC people need to be saying today. But I'm beginning to figure out some of you guys, and it's not going to work for me. Some of you guys are not going to sit here, give me all the smile, and say, oh yeah, J. Randy going to campaign for Cummings. No. If I'm to campaign for Cummings, I need to get paid. Because you know why? I have made someone president and I understand what it means to make that person to be president. I can help to make Cummings to be president in my own right because I have the strategy. If you want to take me to tax, go for it. I challenge anybody right now to go for it and say, Randy, we don't need you. And I will tell you that you'll be making a bigger mistake in your life. You and your candidate, you'll be licking your wound at the end of the day. You'll be making a mistake at the end of the day. I'm speaking with confidence. I'm speaking with experience. I'm speaking with my record. That's what I'm speaking with. There's nobody in the ANC that I can see that can convince anybody beyond Mossorado County. I'm telling you guys for free. So challenging people about, oh, are you still committed to this? No. It should be about what can you do to make Cummings successful. ANC was birthed from CDC. Orisha Gu and a gentleman from Rhode Island, when Mr. 12 won the election in 2004, they were not happy with the Congress for Democratic Change. So Rachel Gould and that gentleman from Rhode Island decided to go and create or establish the ANC. And many citizens left and joined the ANC. So for those of you that don't know the history, ANC was birthed out of CDC. Just how IMPFL came out of MPFL, that's how ANC came about. And as long as that name ANC is a brand of CDC, that's why it is. It was considered the alternative to the Congress for Democratic Change. Because Rachel Gould, they were greedy as well too. They wanted to take their own power in their hands. I'm trying to say this, that ANC party is a growing party. It is growing, but people who are in strategic position don't understand the body politics on the ground. They don't understand it. We can see it and we can tell. It's not because you're on Facebook, you got your fingers, you got your phone, or you got your laptop to write and be asking questions. No, the battle is in Liberia. The challenge is up to ANC people. How can you guys get Cummings to meet George Weah face to face? And I will say this, for me, I will relax. I'm going to make the declaration tonight. I will relax. During the first round of the election, I will relax and see how far ANC can carry Cummings to defeat Barker to take on Weah. I will relax. That would be the greatest test for the ANC people, upon what I'm seeing right now. If y'all can get Cummings to beat Barker to take on George Weah, that is the greatest test. That is the greatest test. Joe Lupo didn't know all those things because they know what we are capable of doing. I'm not going to sit down and lie to any of you guys here. No. I understand what our people need. People will be sent by people in the ANC, in the CDC, to come here and say, oh, J. Randy State is Sidicia, J. Randy State is. Of course, they do know. Yes, they know that I campaign for them. They know what I'm capable of doing. That's why they will come out and be saying all these things. So ANC people, you need to stop asking Liberians who comes to your party whether you stay committed to CDC or whether you stay committed to ANC. Because by right, none of you guys can go stand for anybody and convince them. Show me one ANC person who Money Kishan stand no chance to convince anybody. Let me tell you about Money Kishan. Money Kishan brother was part of the MPFL party that ran against Sir Joseph. He got flogged. How will Money Kishan go support his brother who party humiliated the Liberian people? And then today Money Kishan come and supporting you guys. He can't convince anybody. Money Kishan went on the ground to campaign for his brother and he got whipped and came back. He should be telling you guys this story because that story represents his resume. I guess maybe he would not be happy when he heard that I told this story to you guys, but he came on my show and he said it. All right? So let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. It is not an easy battle on the ground. The people on the ground, they believe that because many of us are not really living up to the standard and understanding their situation, it's become very difficult. I sat down with Sonny Boy in my car, and Sonny Boy made an open commitment that if the battle comes between Weah and Mr. Cummings, he will vote for Mr. Cummings. That is very difficult for a regular or average ANC person to do. I know the strength of the ANC. when they campaigned in 2017 for Mr. Cummings, I saw their strength. I saw their weakness. It hasn't changed yet. It's the same. It's the same strategy. Yasin supported Mr. Barker. For those of you that are always asking questions, Yasin supported Mr. Barker in 2017. She didn't support Mr. Cummings. I supported CDC, and since I left CDC, I have not gone to support any other political party, but just stay on Facebook and criticize. But Yasin, who talking all of this, she supported Mr. Barker in the 2017 election. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? So when you see sedition trying to support you need to be appreciative. Is there any reason why Yasin decided to support Mr. Cummings and not Mr. Barker now? Mr. Barker stay in the race. The party is still existing. But then why is she leaving to come and support you guys? All right. This other guy they call what his name? Duke. Duke supported Mr. Barker. Duke supported Mr. Barker. The guy they call Duke. Duke supported Mr. Barker in 2017. If you check your roster of supporters in 2017, Duke was not on your side. Why make Duke supporting Cummings today? You go check your record out. You go check your record out. Some of us are all here in the Liberian politics. Some of us are all here in the Liberian politics. All right? Ase Vatokwa recruited me for CDC. But today, Ase Vatokwa is in the camp of ANC. Did you guys ask him why he came to support ANC? The last time I checked, when I was criticizing George Weah in 2018, Ase Vatokwa was still supporting George Weah at that time. Oh, yes. When I was criticizing George Weah in 2018, Ase Vatokwa, who is now in ANC camp, was still supporting George Weah. And that his position are still standing today. That's the position I still stands today. So all the people that are crossing over that are making noise, we know their weakness. We know their weakness. They cannot go to Liberia to convince anybody. Yasin campaign for Barker. Barker did not succeed. Duke campaign for Barker. Barker did not succeed. So why did they come over? I mean, the party is still there. The candidate is still running again. So why are they leaving? Why are they still leaving? Beverly Pachibo. My good old friend Beverly Pachibo. George we are to call the CDC general. She now crossed over to ANC. Why you're not asking her that? Why you're not asking her? Beverly Pachibo used to be called the CDC baby, rather, not general. CDC baby. Why you're not asking her? They all used to sit on my show during the campaign for George Weah and say, go ahead, J. Randy, do the best you can. You got to get out of this shadow here. That's one of the reasons why Sonny Boy can always say, you're not in America over there, you got the problem. I think I would agree with Sonny Boy because some of you guys still want to provide that ego as an EAGLE protection. I don't know whether you're doing it for political reason. But I will tell you this, I don't need no damn job from Cummings. I told Cummings, yeah, I don't need no damn job. I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy with what I'm doing here. And I'm doing the best I can until God can take me away from the planet. I'm not going to kiss anybody's eyes. I will have to tell every political party leader in Liberia the truth because I'm not looking for political position. I am a professional that can go to Liberia and work with anyone in there and get $1 at the end of the day. So I'm not a political candidate to come here and want to support a candidate when I know the truth should be asked. No. So I want to set the record straight. I know many of you guys will not appreciate me, and I ain't got for a damn, because it's for the Liberian people. It's not for you. Cummings is not running for you. Cummings want to be president. When you listen to what Cummings is saying, he said the Liberian people. But how can Cummings really make the Liberian people believe that he wants to be the leader of the Liberian people? When some of you guys here are trying to discredit some of the Liberian people who are feeling disenchanted. You need to quit that. You need to quit this behavior. That one thing you don't want to do, Liberian people, you frustrate them, they will end up voting for the wrong person. They will end up voting for the wrong person. All right? They will end up voting for the wrong person. All the people are talking about, every one of them. I got yesterday video going to Liberia asking people, do you prefer George Weah or Boyka? Cummings was in the race that time. Cummings was in the race. But why the Yancey did not support Mr. Boyka? I mean Mr. Cummings. I'll tell you why. Because Yancey's brother, who was the Minister of Lands and Mines, was already in Ellen government. And keeping him on along Aboka went, that was the reason. It was all about political interest. And I'm not in political interest. So whether she campaigning and talking for Mr. Cummings today, is he really in the interest of the Liberian people, or is it because of one eye on a political position? You got to know who Jay Rennie is, folks. I will be the Liberian. I will be on Facebook that you will forever remember. Because everyone that I know from 2010 to present, we will call them out here. The Duke man you're talking about. Have you seen any video on Duke campaigning for Cummings in 2017? Does he have any history where he telling you that he campaigned? The Money Kishan man, does he have any video that show to you that he campaigned for Cummings? That's why I'm telling you guys. You don't have people who the Liberian people believe in. The Liberian people know that Jay Rennie said if we don't do the right thing, he will criticize we are. And there have been no video whatsoever where Jay Rennie standing there and say, I am the man who wants to support that we are. I'm part of this party today. No. Because I live by how I should behave to the Liberian people. Many Liberians will remember me to say, you see that guy, he said, we don't do the right thing, he will come back for we are here. But you will not hear them saying, that man left the party, CDC, and joined that other party. No. Because I'm a very consistent person. But what I stand to do, it will come from the people themselves. It was Seditian who said to many Liberians that I am not a Seditian because I am telling George we are the truth. And they see me as a flip-flapper. Only when you tell them the truth, then they call you the flip-flapper. But the actual definition of flip-flopping does not represent what they're trying to say. You wouldn't become flip-flapper when you criticize George Weah. Then you become Paku, you strong when you say everything is right. And that's the same thing that's happening in some of the opposition today. That's the same thing. Vani Saki that you're still supporting Boka today. Vani Saki did not support Boka. He supported CDC. But why the change of mind? What has he told you guys that very convincing to support Joseph Boka today? Most of these guys are only supporting the different political parties because of personal interest. I'm not in a business of going for personal interest. I have a career. My career is not depending on political appointment. My interest in Liberia is to stand for the truth. Whatever I felt that I was disappointed or misled, I need to come here and tell the Liberian people. If your leader is able to understand that we can do better, he or she need to tell the supporters that order this. Why would you want to be challenging other people when you say Cummings is better? I thought you're supposed to be welcoming everybody coming to the party rather than you saying Cummings is this. Somebody said you can find my video. Man, I thought I'm not here to talk for you, man. I thought nobody know you. When I say you said nobody need to find your video. You go like, bro, nobody know who Ato Dene is. Ato, just go find someone and put yourself. We're talking about real people there, yeah. Anybody can put video or in 2017 and say I support your way, but did you convince people? You're not on record, Ato. You're not on record for people to say you're a campaigner. We're talking about real people. We're not talking about who. There are people who go on the stadium to watch the game. We're talking about player on the field. I thought you just player, you just spectator on the field. We're talking about real people who change things, brother Ato. And you know, with all due respect to you, sir, we're talking about people who, when they're walking out there, all right. So even at that, still nobody from the ANC, nobody from the Unity Party managed to do what I and other did to get we are elected. That is our record, and we stand by it. That we got a man who is president today that people know of us. So you need to stop those things. All right? You need to stop those things. If you start asking people questions, you will be setting comments up for a failure. My challenge to you guys is to be able to get comments to pass Boca. You should be able to get comments to pass Boca. That would be your test. If I ever meet comments myself, I will tell comments, I will not support you, comments. Let your people cross Boca first. If they can cross Boca, then I will run your campaign free. I will run your campaign free. So let that one be the challenge. The challenge that I'm giving to ANC people tonight. And that will be the challenge from now to the end of the 2022 election. Can you guys get coming to cross Boca? I want to see that. That is the challenge starting from tonight. You can take this one and share it in the ANC chat room. If ANC can get to pass Boca, then I will know that ANC can defeat George Weah. That is your challenge right now. That is your challenge. Don't sit in the comfort of your corner and say, yes, you should go on the ground now and go see whether you can pass Joseph Boca. That is the greatest challenge for you guys. Yes, you go and do it. Because you didn't do it the first time. You didn't do it the first time. You did not do it the first time. So let's see whether you can do it again. I'm challenging you to your own standard you're setting now. Let's see how you can cross Joseph Boca now. We'll wait to see, because Boca is running. Yes, we'll wait to see whether you guys can cross Boca. All right. So let's go to this other video here of Mr. Cummings. All right. Let's go to the other video of Mr. Cummings and try to provide some
over
analysis.
the last 6 months. We thank our partner in the CPP.
Instead of the nation address to the Nigerian people on issues of critical concern by the standard bearer and political leader of the Alternative National Congress. After delivering the statement, no question, and we all part from them. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, James. My fellow Liberians, the conspiracy.
All right, Mr. Cummings is saying, my fellow Liberian. Do you think he has the right to say my fellow Liberians? Do you think he has the right to say my fellow Liberians? Let me put this question to you guys. When Mr. Cummings said my fellow Liberian, knowing how other and some ANC people trying to separate Liberian, do you think Mr. Cummings should say my fellow Liberians? I see Mia Johnson is saying yes. So if he say yes, if she say yes, she's absolutely right. But the challenge here is the ANC people who are separating other Liberians. Do you think that can make Cummings president? When he said my fellow Liberian. So you see the distinction there. The distinction there is there are some people in the ANC who believe that all Liberian is not my fellow Liberian. But Cummings is not saying that. So when Cummings say my fellow Liberians, and you are an ANC member and say not all Liberian, then you're contradicting what Cummings is saying. And that can be something that can be used to campaign against Cummings. It can be used against him. Because it is not the leader that loses the election. It is the people around the leader that cause the leader to lose in an election. It's the people. Mr. Cummings got defeated in 2017 because the people around him at that time did not feel attached to the Liberian people. And I see that same behavior coming back again. It's coming back. But there's just something in the mindset of some ANC member. And if you don't stop it, I'm sorry. You will come back licking your wounds again. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Cummings has gone through a lot. But some of you guys just feel that you got a thick skin and you're not willing to do anything, but you want to keep doubling down. It doesn't work with the Liberian people. The Liberian people know we in America, yeah, we enjoying. We don't feel their pain. So if you keep on insisting, then you are the one who should blame yourself if Mr. Cummings doesn't cross border. So let's listen to him again. All right, let me progress.
Say to stop our real change movement and destroy the collaborating political parties, the CPP has failed. The political persecution to weaken us has made us stronger. As promised, the CPP will be on the ballot in 2023. We will win the elections and lead our country and people into a better future. For these and many more, we thank God for his blessings and continued protection. We thank the Liberian people for the outpouring of support and prayers.
Not every ANC member, Mr. Cummings, is doing exactly what you're doing. They are not thanking the Liberian people. Not every ANC member is doing exactly what you're saying, Mr. Cummings. Not all of them. They see some of them as non-ANC members, so they don't include them in the comment. Those of you who are the honest ANC people, you need to be very vocal. You need to be very vocal to tell everyone that every Liberian will support Cummings. And Cummings is fighting for all Liberians, and all ANC members should be able to appreciate all Liberians. A leader message should set the tone. But I think in the ANC, there are some people who want to set their own tone other than or outside of Mr. Cummings. And they're not going to help Mr. Cummings. It's going to hurt him rather than helping him. Because some of them, and I know some of them, I understand here that Comfort is saying, not some of them are not. Yes, says Comfort, but those that I'm talking to, I know them specifically. And I think Jeffrey, some of them can be very annoying for real. So Jeffrey is right. Some ANC people can be very, very annoying. And that go across every political party. But many Liberians' view of ANC is within the diaspora. If you take a census today, you go to Liberia, they will tell you that many ANC people in America are the reason why Cummings is not likable in this country. And that is a fight that you guys need to face. That's the fight. That is a raw fact. It's not a joke about it. The way some of the ANC people in America conduct themselves is giving reason why some Liberians on the ground do not really appreciate Cummings. The people see Cummings living with them. They see Cummings living with them. But when they come to speak to the people, They take themselves very different. And for me, I can't find myself in that kind of group because I came from that same place too. And all I'm saying here is there need to be some soul searching and some soul cleaning here. Let's listen to Mr. Cummings here again.
Especially over the last 6 months. We thank our partner in the CPP, the Liberty Party, for its continued support, commitment, and trust. It must be said that when it was easier to walk away, the Liberty Party stood with us and next to us every step of the way. Last but not least, the partisans and other leaders of the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, who deserve and have our deepest appreciation for their faithful support and abiding trust. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts. The real aim of the conspiracy against us was to keep us entangled in court with a bogus charge over our heads up to and including the period of the 2023 elections.
And that is right. And he absolutely right. Because that's exactly what Boca wanted to do. That was Boca's plan. Boca and Uric together put that plan to stop him. But now that it did not work, they are going to focus on plan B. And the plan B is to stop coming from now going to the second round. But I have suggested that communist people should be able to defeat Boca to go for the second round. But there are some elements in the communist group that think their personal ego will get them elected. No. You saw what happened today when Joe Lopo came here. A man who been campaigning against you. That's saying that, oh, this man already is a sedition. He just threw that Trump card right in there. It's a sedition. Why you think he's doing that? To throw you guys off guard. Say, yes, Randy is a sedition. When he just started to say that, oh, we got him now. We got him. We got him. But you got to understand the logic behind that. You don't understand the logic. So he's right. They were trying to stop him. But now they did not succeed now. They're finding other ways now to come out now and begin to put monkey wrench in the next phase of their strategy. Okay? You see, they'll be listening when I'm talking, right? They don't come to watch. There how many of you guys are live watching? They don't come to watch. But when they see a very valid point that I make, then they will come. And they just can't make a statement, then they run away, thinking that it will stick on some of you guys. One thing I want you to remember, I campaigned against these guys, and I defeated them. And everything I have said against Boca is all true. They don't come to counter that. Everything I have said against Boca, they don't come back to say they've been lying. Let's start with the Bedigo issue first. Neither Boca nor his supporter ever came out to say this is live. Randy is absolutely lying on Joseph Boca. Mr. Boca did not say no Bedigo that he gave salt and water to drink to a Fula man for a sale. They will not come back to tell you. They will not come back to tell you that Mr. Boca has separated his vision from Ellen vision when he was asked even on BBC whether he has a vision. And that vision will be separated from Ellen. Mr. Boca hasn't answered that question yet. So they will come here. So now, coming have been exonerated. They're finding ways now to create distraction among you guys. They know you guys are weak. They know you guys don't have the political strategy of people. They know because they tested you before. They seen Mr. Cummings on the ground. They seen the people behind Cummings. They know. And I will tell you that. People in the broadcast camp know who are the people that can persuade people. We got that record. All right? From the CDC, we got that record. It's easy to throw Boga off the football field and retire him. But some of you guys need to change your ways.
Obviously, those who are offended by our call for real change in managing our country accountably, well, weaponizing an eager and co-conspirator prosecution to dishonor and smear our hard-earned reputation. But truth crushed to earth will rise again. The truth was always on our side, and the truth has prevailed. Hence, after more than 5 months of the political persecution, it became difficult to continue the witch hunt when an independent report forensically exposed the truth and convincingly cleared us of any wrongdoing. It must be said that our persecutors did not want to willingly set us free. They were forced by the truth and lack of evidence after almost 6 months to grudgingly surrender. We thank Omnia and Alaco for their work. You know, it really should not take invitations to international firms to unearth evidential truths in our country. Unfortunately, getting to the truth was never an objective for those whose interest was to politically persecute and smear us. Through it all, we have overcome. Make no mistake, the lies and betrayals were hurtful, especially from people we respect and regard as friends. Individuals we thought we knew well over the course of many years. But our spirit is unbroken.
So you hear what he just said, right? People that we trusted. He's now understand that the people he's working with, they cannot be trusted. But he also understands that the Liberian people future is at the highest risk. And the only way those issues that he's raising right now can be solved is through election. It's through election. And the election will take place in Liberia. For many of you guys who are away like myself, you can't do anything. You cannot do anything. Let me see here. You can campaign for we are, but we. So look, Josephine, Kringa, let me say this. If I want to campaign for CDC, you cannot stop me, and I will say it here. I think you try to struggle with the person I think I am. And I think the problem that I see, Madam Kringa, is you don't know who am I. And I think you just getting to know me just within the last month or so. But if you truly get to know me, I'm not going to hide anything from anybody. If I say I'm campaigning for Weah tomorrow, I'll campaign for Weah. If I say that I told Weah he doesn't do the right thing. So if you think that is a problem, then you and myself will not get along when it comes to Alexander Cummings. Because the same standard that I set for George Weah is the same standard that I will set for Cummings. Cummings is not different from George Weah. George Weah is not different from Cummings. If Comey is not honest, I will tell you here that Comey is not honest. Just how I told people. You know, one of the reasons why I always tell people I'm going back to Liberia is because of what I think I had told the CDC government, including Mr. Weir. So if you come and say, oh, you want campaign for Weir, nobody can stop me what I want to do. If I say I already said I'm not going to campaign for Mr. Joe Boyka. I already said it because I feel that Joe Boyka is not the future of Liberia. If I say I'm going to support Weir or I'm going to support Cummings, it is my choice. So I admire your comment. Oh, if you want to support for George Weir, no. Did I tell you I'm going to support for George Weir? You creating the scenario that's saying that I want to support George Weir. In how much I have criticized George Weir, Cummings is not exceptional to that. Boyka is not exceptional to that. So again, we need to take our personal ego out of the politics and look at this. The reason why politics was created for is the ability to come up with issues to change things. We will understand that when Cummings say there's too much stealing in the government, that doesn't mean that Cummings hate the government. He's just trying to help the government. If people in the ANC are trying to push away other Liberians, we should also be able to accept the fact that what they're doing is wrong. Because the very people you're pushing aside can turn around and go and vote for Mr. Weir to defeat Mr. Cummings. So you got to take the ego out of this thing. I know this is very uncomfortable for many ANC supporters, but this is the reality that we have to live with. My thing here is if we, or if you guys and other people are seeing that Mr. Weir not doing the right thing, how sure that Cummings will do the right thing when Cummings is being protected? When Cummings is being protected? No. Because that's the same protection that told Weir over there and things started to mess up. Except for someone who said, hey, he doesn't do the right thing. So now that we are seeing those things, we want to what? Be the first line of defense to say, no, let Cummings go through this. Policy come about, policy changes. It come about because when things go wrong and there were no policy to police those things, policy had to change. So I understand where you're coming from, but to say, oh, if you want to campaign for, if I want to campaign for George Weir, it's my right to do it. I never flip party. Like I said, Yasin ran campaign for Mr. Boyka. The Duke man was in Mr. Boyka camp. Moni Kishan was not an ANC member. He supported his own brother who lost. But when you look at J. Randy, he had been a strong critic of the party he supported. That to the extent people have come and say, oh, J. Randy is not an institution. But you will never find anybody say, J. Randy is part of the party here. And that's why I want you to understand about me. Because you know why? I'm not looking for a job from any goddamn politician, including Mr. Cummings. No, I'm looking out for the Liberian people. I'm looking out for the Liberian people. So if you believe that your leader should be protected, well, it's in your corner that he or she should be protected. But on my show here, no, I will make sure I let the Liberian people know whoever leader is so that they can make that decision. Because the next 6 years decision is going to put people's life either in an advantage position or in another disadvantaged position. So this interaction will continue to struggle as I see it here. Because I know people are not used to my platform where I don't consider any leader here to be protected. No, I don't consider any leader here to be protected. I want to make sure that I scrutinize every leader. And when that time comes for me to say, you know what, I am ready to support the person platform, but then everybody will get to know who I am. Because the first mistake is one of the mistakes that is really causing trouble in our country. Yes. So I'm sorry that some of you feel that way, but that's me. CDC people not appreciate me. To be honest, CDC not appreciate me. Many times to call me here, oh, you come to the library, I said, come to can do what there. Come to can do what there. All right? The reason I'm not going to Liberia today is because I'm afraid that somebody will harm me from the CDC government. Let me tell you guys now. So that your thing, you're getting your mouth with the men at CDC. The reason I'm not going to Liberia today is because of what I have said against the CDC government. People came out in 2019, December, telling people they must put my picture up to the airport. Some of you guys were not even around that time. You're putting my picture up when the man goes so they can arrest the man. because I'm telling them that George Weah is not doing the right thing. Then I don't want to sit down here now with some of you guys and don't want to challenge Mr. Cummings. No, I'm not going to tell the Liberian people what I don't understand about Mr. Cummings. Y'all can go, but if many of you guys don't live in that country, so if you come and lose the election, y'all will come right back here. All right, look at Munafara, for example. Munafara is in Maryland. Said Mr. Cummings lost the election. She hasn't been back to Liberia. The people know those things. The people know those things. All right? But God has somebody who on the ground will look at me and say, my man, you stay a sedition. Why you think he making that comment? Because he know that I campaign for George Weah. And he know on the ground that people know that I campaign for George Weah. So he wouldn't use those statements to let the people know. But some of the people who support that comment, they all left. They came right back in America. They're sitting down here. So let us be frank with the Liberian people. I'm not a political person. I'm not looking for a job from Cummings. I'm not looking for a job. I want to make sure that a Cummings get there, let the people be aware of what he can do and what he's willing to do to help them together. Let them work together. If we're not upfront with the Liberian people now, by the time that man get in power, after 2 months, the Liberian people will start crying again. They will start crying. Some of you guys don't know the Liberian people. Some of you guys do not know the Liberian people, especially the post-war generation. They are very dependable. They don't do anything for themselves. One time, Ellen Johnson said he made a statement when he came to the trash. You want me to come to your door more and take the trash from there? That's how difficult sometimes some communities in Liberia can be. But you feel, oh, we're sitting out here, everything is okay. No, it is not. And that's one of the reasons why I was very disappointed in Dr. Francine. Very, very disappointed in her. She went to Liberia. Instead of her going in a community and sitting down with the people in the community, you will see girl like Eric Burnett from CNN would travel to a country and sit down with people, school of people, and have conversation because she's from a big network and bring story back home so that Americans and you and myself can sit down and listen to people's story. Dr. Francine went to that place. She totally forgot that she represented Mr. Cummings. To use that opportunity to sit in your community and bring school or family around her and ask them, tell me about your typical day, how your day starts and how your day ends. And let people tell her their story. That today, that particular story can be used as some sort of ways to make sure that Mr. Cummings indeed and you, myself, and everyone understand the problem. Dr. Francine did not do that. She went on a complete wild goose chase for herself. So how will the Liberian people understand whether Dr. Francine understand their situation when she went on the ground over there? She never cared for it. Can Dr. Francine show you guys any video or any of the community that Cummings is talking about? Can Dr. Francine show you any video that relate to what Cummings is always talking about? No, that is another negative there against ANC campaign. Your guy Dr. Francine came here. Y'all show her one picture. Oh, when she came, she hung out with the big boys. And she came back. But she on spoon and talking about the government did, the government done. But she never came out to tell you guys what actually she saw. How long they were in that room for 4 hours. What went on there? No, Dr. Francine decided to keep quiet. She had been bought. She had been bought. And I will tell you, I had them got video on her too. And it's just a matter of she slipping up and that video will come out. You always want to stay away from your opposition to engage them. You don't go in a corner. Some of our sedition before. So we still got people who tell what is going on. Why you think that today Mr. Witherspoon cannot come out and tell you? A president come and sit down with people in that room for 4 hours or 5 hours. And nobody can come from that room and tell you what went on there. And they just come and sit there and you think everything is okay. No, everything is not okay. I see Dr. Francine as a political opportunist. That is not in the interest of the Liberian people. Some of you guys may be the interest of the Liberian people, but for me, Dr. Francine is not in the interest of the Liberian people. She's a political opportunist. Because a real Liberian who believe in the heart and soul of the suffering the people going through will go to Liberia and will go straight in the community and see how the people living. And even call God a Sonny boy, say, Sonny boy, yeah, you've been doing all the talking here today. Carry me around. Let me see what you're talking about here. Let me see for myself. No. Dr. Francine went and just sat down in a very classical place and enjoy life. At the time for election, then you won't go to the people. But when the people suffer, you don't go there. That one of the bigger mistakes she made. I'll tell you that one now. That one of the bigger mistakes she made. Mona Farah was doing that same thing during the campaign in 2017. She sat in the car where communists were having rainbows on going around. Mona Farah in the car. You need to vote. You need to vote. So just look at Mona Farah. Go ahead, Mona. Go ahead, knock yourself up. People also there, you in the car, in your air-conditioned car. They tell the people on the phone, you need to go vote. We've seen the thing before. We know how the game can end. We know how the game can start. But some of you that just come into politics, and let me say this, don't blame it on cheating. Do not blame it on cheating. Yes, do not blame it on cheating. Don't blame it on cheating. This coming election, lose this election, don't blame it on cheating. You're blaming it on your ability and your inability not to strategize things to get Mr. Cummings elected. I can tell you guys now, you guys, the election was to be held tomorrow, Cummings will not pass Booker. I'm not lying to you guys. You can hate me, you can love me. I'm looking at the political matrix. You guys are not there yet. You're not there yet. The first thing you guys need to understand is how to engage the people. You're still struggling with that. And time is not on your side. The fact that people still complain about you guys in the diaspora, especially the ANC, that you think you're better than us. You need to start to solve that problem by building bridges. Whoever is out there sporting your name, if you continue to send that message, that person who's saying that thing, we don't know who that person is. If J. Randy can say something like that, J. Randy is not part of us. Cut that person off. Then you will start to regain the trust of the people. Remember, Facebook now is showing things. The whole May and June month, there are many Liberians taking photos here and there, showing their children from 5 years old to college level getting degree. The people back when they see those things. On the opposite side, they are not taking picture of their children and posting it for you to see. But what they do know is you and our children and our life is making tremendous progress over time. So when you come here and you want to challenge them, they're already not too happy with us. And then you want to go rub it in. They will tell you, say, you're not coming to get double advantage here. You will go back. And your candidate you got here will make sure your candidate not get elected. We'd rather put a man there who will steal and build houses here and we'll be happy. And you hear them always saying that? Yes, we're happy. As long as the man steal, he build houses here, that's fine. It may be very insane to you, but to them, they are paying debt on you. Yes, they say we'll pay our debt on you. That's what they're doing. You got to understand with people. But some of you guys don't. Some of you guys don't. You don't see the connection. The post-war generation is different. The post-war generation is different. They don't vote on issue. They vote on party line. And they vote on self-interest. What can you do for me? The reason they come out to politicians and say, see me quick and I will vote for you quick, is because they know over the years that politicians don't come to support them. They will not come for their vote. Guy like Akara Gray went to Paris, got married. You think next time when election coming, what are you going to tell Akara Gray? My man, you got to get something here, Chief. Yeah, we saw you in London. Yeah, my man, yeah, all right. Yeah, found it out here. Take the 250 go for you. Come back, we'll give you the other one. It may sound very stupid, but we out here that are not understanding the people problem but want to add more insult to them, we are causing more harm than the help that we want to give to the people. I want to give to the people. Y'all got to be very understanding. Somebody said they love my accent. Yes, I've been in the country for 26 years. I'm like the Chinese. I'm like the Indians. I'm not going to forget my mother tongue. That's why when I get on the radio, people can call me, my man, where are you? I said, in America. My man, stop putting it out, man. You talking about somebody here? Yes, because I know my people. I know them. I'm not looking for any political position. But the reason I retain my accent is because I lived through that hell that people call shithole today. And not a day that go by that I don't think about how people are catching hard time in our country. It's not about me anymore. The suffering that I went through, I don't want other Liberians to go through that. I don't want other Liberians to go through that. I don't really want for any Liberian to go through that. I know it hurt me. It hurt me, all right? It hurt me to see other Liberians going through that. Because I believe that we all should have the same life. All right? Today, my son went and graduated today. All right? But I'm not a person who loves to put picture up. That's my son there going for his graduation. All right? But I'm not somebody who just want to kind of be posting things out there. No. That's one of the reasons why I stay home today. I'm not like other people who, as soon as something happens, they're ready to post it. No. Because the question here is, I live in a country. Without coming over here, maybe the opportunity is not going to be given to me. But since it is given to me, I have to fight on behalf of the other people. I have to fight on behalf of them. And to convince the Liberian people is to tell them, I'm not looking for a job. Because the first thing they always tell us, that man, I can't look for a job here. So to get that out of the way, I will tell them, I'm not looking for a job. Let me tell your leader, I'm not looking for a job. And when you start to say those things, they start to believe you. They start to look at you and say, you know what? We can a little bit relate to this guy. Because his intention is not to get a job. You declare your intention. Many of them know that I'm not looking for a job. Because I told them. Because one thing Liberian men will not trust you. If you tell them something and you go by, you eat your words. Trust me, they will never trust you anymore. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very careful. Since I started criticizing George Weah, you are not seeing me going to join any political party. No. I criticize him, and he does the right thing, I come and praise him. I come to comments, if comments is doing something right, I say it. He's doing something wrong, I say it. So if you're in the party and you want to protect it, then you're not helping him. The people on the ground are suffering every day. They need somebody who will come and liberate them. They don't need somebody who will come and talk down to them. Who will come and talk down to them. I don't care how much education you get in the country. You don't go to the people and tell them that you know better than them. No. They are seeing what we're doing here today. They're seeing the inequality. And they will not be willing to allow you to leave from here and go to that country and get what you want and come back. No. They will smile with you, but when they get to that battle bash, think about this. The politicians are on the ground. They are telling these people then what they need to know. The people in America, they didn't care for you. You see their children here? No. And again, when they come after the election, they go by here. They come here again. They come here again. Somebody said no sound. You see no sound? Let me see here. I think I'm listening to myself here, Chief. Let me see. Somebody said no sound. Are you guys hearing me here? Let me see something here. Yeah, how come no sound? Can you guys hear me? Somebody said no sound. Yeah, the guy is right. Let me see here. Let us say again. Hello there. Yeah, how come no sound? I can hear myself here. Can you guys hear me? Somebody said no sound. Yeah, the guy is right. Let me see here. I'm here now. Somebody, let us say again. Hello there. Yeah, how come no sound? I can hear myself. I don't know when I'm done. We'll talk to you. Somebody said no sound. Yeah, the guy is right. All right, yeah. So, I'm here now. Somebody, all right, so. Let us say again. All right, yeah. So I see.
I don't know when I'm done with talking. All right, yeah. So, all right, so, I see.
All right, yeah. So I can hear myself now. Everybody said they can hear me. Yes. Yeah. So whoever said they can't hear me, maybe they're trying to draw my attention. But yeah, but guys, that is the fact. That is the fact that and we all want the best for Liberia. We all want the best for Liberia. But how can we determine the best for Liberia? And how can we determine that someone is the best? It is time that we begin to challenge our leaders. I don't think Mr. Cummings will say no to anybody challenging him. No. Because if you think about it, Mr. Cummings is criticizing everything the government is doing. So that means that he's giving the Liberian people an opportunity to see for themselves what he's describing. And now, if Mr. Cummings is not being challenged about the very thing he's criticizing, and he goes in there and has nobody to challenge him, and he starts to do things that are not pleasing to the Liberian people, it may be pleasing to you. Because not one day, Maggie will tell you, say, we are doing the wrong thing. Now one day, 12 will tell you, say, we are doing the wrong thing. Now one day, Finabono or anybody with in the CDC orbiter will tell you that we are doing the wrong thing. Because they are in our orbiter. Now, when you support a political candidate and you say, oh, when the president get into the presidency, before I will criticize, that's a wrong move. Because that's the same thing sedition did. And the people in Liberia, in how much they are not up to certain standards, they have learned enough. They can understand. And I think what needs to be done is for us to be able to look at every leader. You see what George Lopo then did a few days? They sat over there and lied on Cummings. They supported every wrong document. Friends they do then came on my show here. Oh, they say I can't get you the document right now. If I do, I will get in trouble. George Lopo then said they may finger the document, but they couldn't even pinpoint to where the document was fingered. You saw how it hurts you guys from the ANC. Now, think about you in a role like that supporting Cummings. And you don't see anything wrong with Cummings. Cummings should not be criticized. How you think the voting population and the people will feel? So everything that will happen is already happening. George Lopo and others knew that Joseph Boyka was lying on Cummings. And that's why I was asking him today, what is your message now about the fingering of the document now? Your own court, the Supreme Court of Liberia, said that there is not enough evidence to convince the court that Cummings fingered the document. But that was their punchline. Every time they came up, the man fingered the document, the man did to the document. So what is their message now? Now that the Supreme Court have found it to be known, and it's non of all, it has no merit. What is their message now? What is their message now? So you need to think about these things, folks. I'm not trying to say anything about Cummings. No. If Cummings is to be better than George Weah, it should start with you guys in the party. It should start with you guys in the party. The people back home, they need help. I spoke to a young man. He told me, he said, J. Randy, there's no way that I can vote for George Weah. I said, why? He said, look at me. And I look at him. He's getting all gray. He said, 6 years is coming to an end now, Randy. Look how I look. There's no way I can vote for J. Randy. The fact that God that you can call me and talk to me, and I seen you, I appreciate you. Because you see, most of the time when I tell people I don't give them money. I want to give you knowledge. So I know those who coming to me, they already got my message. That I'm not here to give you money. My parent died. They never had no life insurance. So I didn't get no money. My little money I'm working for, I have to pay my student loan, I have to pay my mortgage. They back home, they know it. So whatever little thing I can share with them, I had to share with them. When I die, before my children will get my life insurance, I don't know whether it was supposed to put in Liberia because they're like your children, they're like me, they were born here. They're not used to the people back home. But the way we interact with them, the way we talk to them. When I spoke to Sonny Boy from my car that day, I knew Sonny Boy could be convinced. All it takes is just constant communication to get Sonny Boy to commit. It's not going to be an easy thing to convince him totally, but I believe constant communication. Sonny Boy is feeding off somebody in his country who gave him 2 cents, so he has to support that person. But that is not the way forward. But giving Sonny Boy a reason to say, you know what, I see you as myself. We are all in the same boat together. Why you think he keep coming to me, going back? Because sometimes we share the same common goal. The people back home, all they need is respect. Don't set yourself above them. Today, you found Cummings wearing African clothes. You found Cummings going in the community. It wasn't like that 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Cummings, his appearance different. The way he talks, even though it's coming a little bit down, it was much more higher than what it is today. They are giving him all sorts of names, baby police, calling him different names. So he's now adapting to the Liberian way of life now. There's nothing come 2023 that Cummings will not tell the Liberian people. For example, you say, I wasn't here during the 1990 war. Yes. But I have been here with you guys now. We struggle under we are government. We see people die. We see people taking money. No judgment. We see the hardship. And I've been doing things for you guys. So what you got to say about my old record now to my present record? Guess what it will say? We like you, Papi, but your people in America, they're the one get the problem. Are you guys willing to risk another 6 more years because of your problem? Because the Liberian men say that Cummings will have no reason to convince them. Because that you, they will be taken to be the fault. Because Cummings will say, I was in here in 1990. Yes, I suffered it, I lost the election. Because you didn't know me that time, right? Yes. But where you see me now? Am I on ground? Yeah, you on ground, Papi. You on ground. We appreciate what you're doing too, Papi. But the people you get behind you down there, we don't know what they got. Some of them, what they say, better than us. Eddie King brought some people from abroad, the King, they treat you all the way. So, Papi, we hear you here. And you know, but the people back there, and they will give you that blame. They will give it to you. And that's what will cost Mr. Cummings. And that's what I'm trying to prevent here. No people on the ground should be taken very seriously. It should be taken like some type of chicken air. No politician will push any candidate back because election is about number, especially Liberia election where people got to stand in line, they count the head. If you understand that election must win and must win by numbers, start questioning people. Welcome people. It's about hope. People get into that election box. All you got to do is hope that they cast that ballot for you. And that will make it a secret ballot. But when you start to show your funny ways to them, the man got nothing to lose. He will make you to be hopeless. You think the people really wanted to vote for Dara Dillon? No. They just wanted to teach George we a lesson. That's what the Liberian did. At Dara Dillon election, they didn't vote for Dara Dillon because Dara Dillon had a better message. No. Because they got fed up with George Weah and his guys, and they say, you know what? We'll just vote for Dillon to teach George Weah sense. Why? Look at what Dillon is doing today. Absolutely nothing. But they just wanted to show to the CDC government that you think you can make ass out of us. So why it is true that George Weah is pissing the people off, you guys on the side, on the other hand, you guys are ruining coming chances too. You need to be able to be moderate with the people on the ground. Any conversation, You got to be at the receiving end if you really want for Cummings to lead in this country. Don't talk down to them. Bring yourself down. Forget about it. Too much of American English here. They better relate to you. When Obama was campaigning, he go in the African American community, he started to speak the Ebonics. Bill Clinton will start to speak the American version of the Ebonics. And that's how kind of way people say he was the first black president prior to Obama. You got to understand the political culture. You got to understand the Liberian mindset. You got to understand how to interact with people. And don't set one standard and you want to measure it by everybody. No. No. You see, Ellen Johnson said if when she was president, what she used to do, she used to take her time and go on the Union Mill radio and go and talk with that lady there for 1 hour. What Ellen used to be saying over there? Pure Liberian English. Pure Liberian English. When Ellen used to get on that Union Mill radio, I used to listen to her all the time. So man, tell her what's going on here. Well, what's going on here? The people then who kind of country here, they say they want the thing here, they gotta do the thing, they gotta do the thing, they gotta do that, they gotta do that. And the people that in the interior here, what that woman saying over there? That woman not looking correct. Yeah, if I'm not correct, just call. Let me can you can call your man, let the woman can talk. Because Ellen understood the mindset of our people. And not many people picking up on those things. Not many people picking on those things. So you guys are supporting your party. You guys are the few soldiers. You guys are the SEAL men and women. The way you interact with the people is the way they will respect the leader. The fault is not on the leader. The fault is on the people who support the party. That's all. Because the people are thinking that the man in America, he's showing us next picture. His family day, he got a brand new car, he's doing this, he's doing that. Somebody say here, let me see. I like this statement here. Valentine Pressure say nobody is perfect, Randy. If Cummings is wrong, he is wrong. If he is right, he is right. I agree. But what do you do when you recognize the wrong and you recognize the right? It is one thing to recognize the problem. It's another thing to address the issue. So right now, your statement is right, but it has no direction. Yes, no one is perfect. Check. If Cummings is wrong, he's wrong. Check. If he's right, he's right. But what do you do in a two negative situation? That's what we have to look at. If he's wrong, say, yeah, Randy, if Cummings is wrong, we are willing to let Cummings know about he's wrong. If he's right, we're ready to praise him and say, yes, Cummings, and you are absolutely right. So until we begin to direct and focus on what we need to tell the people. But I see two things here. One is, with all due respect, I'm not saying supposed to just go out there. No, if Cummings did something that people are talking about, you need to come and talk about it. Yes, if Cummings does something that people are getting concerned about, with all due respect, I think we'll further evaluate what our political leader did. But there's a respectful way you got to say it. If Cummings did something, especially if the team is communicable, where they can reach out to you, you can come with one word and say, you know what? We think what is happening here is an error. We recognize it. We're going to fix it. But we want the Liberian people to know that it is an error. We are going to fix it. It's come from us. We own our responsibility. It is our mistake. We'll come to fix it. We'll get back to you. But if the people out there recognizing the error, and you know that error is recognizable, and you try to deny it, that where things can get sour and things can start to go down south. I'm speaking from experience, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I know many of you guys have very intellectual minds, but I think when it comes to Liberia, we tend to forget it. But for me, my little 2 cents I have learned in this country, I continue to apply it anywhere, anytime, any day, any year. If something is wrong, I will come and let you know that it's wrong. Because it helped to teach the people back home. The society that we find ourselves in today in Liberia that we depend on to vote, the society have been used to being very aggressive in approaching things, and they used to hand out. I'm not saying they are not normal society. In their own way of doing things that they consider to be normal, it filled with aggression, disagreement, and handout. They don't see their political leader wrong. They don't see nothing wrong. They are being paid by other people to come and say things to you when you're on air. When you read something, they go there and just emotionally attack what you posted because that's all they know. And that's all they are being told. And that's what they are being paid to do. So, what is the strategy? Is to be very careful, mindful how you deal with them. I think, in my own observation, Comey has done well for himself, but he's just one person. And it takes a team of people around Cummings who will help him to be successful. And it is you out there, the way you conduct yourself, the way you interact with Liberians, no matter how far the distance is, as long as you can get in a conversation with them, the way you handle yourself will make Cummings to be successful. Don't underestimate George Weah. He may be doing a thing today, but the people can still relate to him. There's a reason why they're building their houses in our country. Then other people who took the money and ran away. Don't be surprised because you don't underestimate the ignorance of the voters. You may be very intelligent. You may be very, very intelligent, but do not underestimate the voters. They're quick to change. You hear listen to Ellen Johnson said it when she was in Staten Island, New York. What she said? The woman then told their children to take the voting card, and they took the voting card and gave it to and give it to them, and give it to them. I love my sister Kringa. We are on the ground working for the incoming president. We are going to Liberia to work hard with our brothers and sisters for us to work together and elect Alexander Cummings. I like that. That's a very good motivation. And that's a very good entry motivation. I see that as an entry motivation. But there will be challenges that will come your way too. So I hope the room for adjustment will also be made as well. I said that because I will call him out if he's wrong as much as I support him. Yes. And when you guys start setting that example, guess what? Because right now, Liberian people feel that the government is not transparent, the government is not doing what they're supposed to do. They need answer. So it's becoming very challenging. Randy, your friends confused because he's looking for a job by having gray hair has nothing to do with President Weah. Everyone that voted for President Weah has a job. No, I differ with you, Othello. See, one thing I would not be concerned. I mean, one thing I would not agree with many of you, especially the kind of comments here is when you say your friend is confused because he's looking for a job. What is the purpose of we are coming to office to begin with, Othello? Let me see what the Othello guy is doing before we address the question here, right? All right, let's see what Othello is doing and where does he live. So, guys, you bear with me here. I like the kind of statement, and I would like to know where the person is coming from with such a statement like this. So, let's look for Othello here. All right. So, Othello, there you go, right here. All right. So, now Othello lived in West Haven, Connecticut. All right. The man lived in West Haven, Connecticut. He is saying now that Randy, your friend, I think he wanted to say your friend is confused because he's looking for a job by having gray hair has nothing to do with that. So Othello, all right, you live in America here, right? You're not working here. You're doing nothing here, right? No matter who you are today, you're doing nothing in the country here, right? No work, You do nothing yet. The state you in, everything is being paid for by you, right? The governor of that state, when he or she took office, they have done nothing for you to get a job. You see, God will tell them they are some of the people who don't belong in the country here. And I will tell you why. As he presents himself in this country, people of a same age in Liberia, he feel that they shouldn't look for a job. When they complain, then they complain about a job. And this is where the frustration from the ANC people can really get to me. Because God did who's saying that somebody looking for a job. Why a government will come to power and the citizen cannot complain about job? The Othello mayor, when he get job today, he going to unemployment line in Connecticut to go get unemployment. And nobody will come and say, oh, Othello going to the unemployment office because he want money to feed his family. See, these are some of the people who sometimes are really just feel that they came in the country for nothing. He ain't learning nothing here. Because he cannot even articulate that between age 20 to 37 or 40 years old, your left stars over there. But you see, I don't blame him. He feels comfortable sitting there in the white man land. He goes to work, he get his pay, he pay his bill, and he does everything. So there's nothing wrong with his life. So as far as the guy in Liberia who believe that the government should do everything to provide job for him because the government is mortgaging the how they call it, the country resources. So he doesn't care. Let me say this to you guys. You see the problem in Liberia since 1847. Only the government and its official continue to benefit from our country. From 1847 to Charles D.V. King signing a concession with Firestone for 99 years. For Samuel Kayando bringing in an extension of the Firestone contract. From Todburn signing the deal with Lanco Bond Mines to Ellen Johnson said he's putting out the 66 Bookers deal. Who benefit? Those who were part of that government structure from 1847 up to present that mortgage the natural resources, that sign concessions. Who lose in the process? The people. And everything they put the country into up to the 200 year we have served. Charles D.V. King committed Liberia to 99-year contract with Firestone. Whatever he got from his administration along with his family, they enjoy that. Whatever concession deal Eddie signed, 66 Bookers deal she signed with the oil black, who going to benefit? Ellen. Whatever the we are government doing today, who going to benefit? The we are and the government official. By the time these things over, by the time they leave office, they are all well off. So who suffer? The people in the country. Do you think Ale Othello cares? No. Because the people in the United States and in Connecticut will not give any 66 Bookers deal, will not sign any concession within our state and leave the citizen out. They will put the citizen first. But Ale Othello, these are some of the people who just came because they heard the bullet sound in Nima. They jump into the Arico, they get on the plane, they came here. They know nothing about life. So all they know is when the man complain, the man looking for a job. But American here always complain that they want job because the government is supposed to provide job for them, right? But Gale Othello don't see it that way. He doesn't see it that way, my friend. These are some of the elements of people then that don't belong in the country. All right? There are many Liberians in the country. Americans, I will tell you, say, I need job. But they're not doing anything for me to get job. Because government is supposed to provide goods and services for its people. Whether the man getting gray hair or not. Do you know stress and give people gray hair? Of course. People will start to stress out when they got family to feed, when they got other obligation, they got their left targets and they cannot accomplish this thing. They start to grow gray hair. But guy like Mr. Othello doesn't understand those things. Yes, he doesn't understand the thing. So everyone should work for the government, Randy? No. Everyone not supposed to work for the government. Will tell you in America here, are you working for the state of Connecticut or are you working for the federal government? I would say no. But why are you working for the private companies? Because the state you live in, the representative, the state representative, and the U.S. senator and representative, both are doing everything to attract investor companies in your state so you can work. So what is Mr. We are doing to bring jobs to the country? Why is he doing? Because right now the government is the highest employer in the country. How can Mr. We are equally distribute that? And he told me that he part. My father did not work in the government. My father was in UK working during government administration. But today we live in a technology world today where people can work from home, where Google can put location anywhere in the world, where Nike can carry single manufacturing company for people to go to work, where Amazon can carry customer service. Is Mr. We are government able to do these things? Oh, I guess you're in the women land. You see, Otero, when I tell you guys the women system better than the black man system, you won't argue with me. You're in Connecticut over there. You're not working in the government. Even if you're working in the government, there are other people that don't work in the government. They work in the private sector. So your question, the question you're asking me, should be asked to George Weah. Mr. Weah, yes. Randy Frank is complaining that he's complaining because I said he's looking for a job. If he's looking for a job, don't your government supposed to do everything to provide job for him? Yes. But what are you doing to provide job for him? Nothing. But Otelo, why are you concerned? Well, I'm concerned because in America, I'm not looking for a job in Liberia. Whatever job I'm doing here is fine. Otelo, you are one of the ridiculous guy tonight. Yes, very ridiculous. I will tell you that. And I will tell you that with all due respect, I don't think your input here really stand out to be anything measured to nothing. Because the fact that you live in this country, the country is teaching even your kid how to share responsibility and say, and you seeing here somebody complaining in Liberia because they're looking for a job? Really? Is that why you sit among your friends to say the people complain because they need job? Even the men who sell drugs. Some people sell drugs in the country because they can't find job, but they got to survive, they sell drugs. What more about somebody who just complaining that they need a job, then they're not selling drugs? And then you taking that and running away and say, oh, the men come in because the men need job. I thought that world in Africa was only limited to Liberian back home. I didn't know that people in America here, Liberians in the country would think in that kind of way. I think we'll just stop here for now, folks. We'll just stop here for now. The problem that got Liberia to where it is today is all over the world. All it takes is for you to find those who made those kind of statement. For somebody to tell you, say the man complaining because the man want job. Now you see some of the reason why I can be bragging all the time that I don't need no job in Liberia. Because God will tell you that when you criticize the government, he will not see the reason why you criticizing the government. He will tell you and say, because the man looking for a job. But when Otero not get no job in the country, he will be running to the unemployment office. And the unemployment office will not tell you, say, Otero, you don't get job, that what you coming here for? No. They were helping, assisting to get job. But what that people system doing for him, he doesn't see any reason to understand that people that back home, if they don't have a job, they need to get a job because there's nowhere else they can go. My friend, the white man education is better than the black man understanding. I will tell you that much. Tonight, I know we started with the ANC and revitalizing their connection out there, but I think Otelo has really proven to us that we got more and more to do. A guy in America here thinking and talking like that, something is fundamentally wrong with him. Yes. So, guys, it's late. It's Friday night. Thank you guys so much. Again, all the ANC people, thank you very much. I hope that you guys will take heart. And I hope that you guys will take heart. Don't take my word personally. We all want the best for our country, but the best can be tested by asking questions. Every coach that want to put a better team on the field, you have to go for practice. And during that practice section, if the coach see you doing the wrong thing, he will walk up to you and tell you you're not practicing enough to get on that field. He will challenge you. And that's what I'm doing here. If everybody believes that coming want to serve the Liberian people, then the first question and the challenges should be going to Cummings himself. If you guys around Cummings can begin to ask Cummings questions, can begin to recognize things that Cummings is doing that you think from your observation, it could pose some risk to Cummings, then ask that question internally. Ask that question internally to Cummings. Yes, ask that question internally to Cummings and say, Mr. Cummings, with all due respect, sir, I think this thing is wrong. Is there any other way? But I think here is my suggestion. We will be doing Cummings a good and better favor than just giving Cummings that opportunity to just keep sealing. Everything that you guys think that Mr. Weir is not doing, see that as a challenge to Cummings by asking him, what will you do differently than what Weir is doing? If you are brave enough to ask Cummings that question, I can guarantee you, when Cummings get there and you guys around him, and follow Cummings into the executive mansion, Cummings will already know you guys from the eve of a presidency now into his presidency. Because they say, well, if the Christmas will be good, you can tell from the eve. Take that idea and start to implement it by asking Cummings questions based on what you think need to be asked or need to be challenged. When he become president, it will just be the matter of you doing the same thing, but this time in a very calculative and more of a respectful way than what the respect was at that time. All right. So you have yourself a pleasant night, and and God bless you guys. All right. He is vision for Liberia. It is very encouraging. Yes, it's one thing to have the vision, but it's another thing to buy the interest. You need to get a buy-in from the people, Mr. Springer. You need to get a buy-in from the people. Everybody got a good plan. Even Jesus Christ, when he came on the earth, Jesus Christ came with a very good vision. My vision is to die for you guys, and you guys' role is to follow me so you can go to heaven. But up to today, not many people still buying Jesus' vision. They're still waiting. Jesus still hoping. And that's why the Bible says, until the last man on the face of the planet will hear the word of God, the world will not come to an end. Jesus had a vision. A vision was to come to the earth and die and resurrect, preach to the people, and say, look, if you believe in me, you'll go to heaven. Jesus left that vision here. Yes, he left that vision here. But up to now, there are more people who still don't believe in Jesus' vision, and they are called the atheists or the atheists. So yes, it's good to have the vision, but you got to work towards it. What make anything a reality is to dream and translate that dream into reality. Reality calls for action, and action calls for what? Engagement. And engagement calls for what? Working together. And working together calls for what? Coming up with a common solution. Let me read the last comment here from my woman here. She said, I think coming natural water. No, madam. Comfort, I differ with you. Cummings, in my opinion and in my observation, is a very trustful person. Here's why. The people lie on Cummings, and Cummings went to court. And the first video I showed, Cummings said he was going to court and he will be exonerated. It's just I all talked to 2 videos today, but I hope next time I will play them in the entirety. Cummings has proven to people that he can be trusted. Cummings has proven to people that he can take on any challenges. I don't have problem with Cummings 100%. What I do have problem with are some of the people beyond Cummings, man, Esther. You know me. All right. As well as knowledge person he claimed should have known well the people he joined the CPP. There is nothing wrong with Cummings joining the CPP, sis or Comfort Hearing. But what Cummings has learned from the CPP, I think it is a very important lesson. Had Comey never joined these people, Comey will never know who they are today. So to every disadvantage, there is an opportunity that presents itself that you can learn from. If somebody had told Comey that Bernard Yue and Boga were not correct, nobody was going to believe it. Says comfort, if you have never come to America before or you never came to America, you will never know that there is something called Mr. Bill that you got to pay every day. It would just be an illusion if somebody tells you. So I think it was based on what I believe, and it was based on what I believe that God did for Cummings to be here. Yes. Let me see what Otello has. Otello said, let him create job for the Liberian people now, and 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 we see his vision. Well, I don't know who you talking to right now, Otello. All right. I don't know what you're talking about because you didn't say the name. All right, let me see. We are working hard to get him elected and with him to implement his vision for all of us. That's good. That's another positive one right down there too. Let me see. Let's pray. All right, let's pray. So somebody saying something. Ados Amingo. I don't know what that means. But guys, yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. God bless you guys. And 1 minute to the top of the hour, and we'll be in Saturday morning. So I'll let to close here. All right, I will let to close here. Let me see what Atlanta King says here, so we can get to the top of the hour here. Oh, you're talking about Cummings? Yes. Well, yeah. If you're talking about Cummings, Cummings is running a foundation in the country, Othello. All right, Cummings running a foundation in the country, and he's doing what it takes for him to do. But I think it would be better that you ask Cummings himself. All right. And I would be very wrong to say because Joe Weah did not create job, that means Joe Weah shouldn't have been president. No. Ask Cummings why his vision, ask Bernard Yue, ask Joseph Walker, whoever you support now. I want you to ask yourself, whether they created job before they got in the position. That question is going back to you, Otello. Whoever you support, did they create job for you before they got to power? I want you to answer that question. Yes. All right. So answer that question. So guys, yes, I see you guys. Which one Atlanta King and Ray again? That all right. I see you guys, man. Julius, and by the way, I got a call this evening for those of you who stay around. I got a call this evening from Dennis Ja, who told me that we were going to have Teo Gonglos tonight. Of course, yesterday because it's just 12 o'clock here. That interview was postponed to today now because it's just after 12 my time. It's going to be today, Saturday, and he told me to check the page of Focus on Liberia to make that adjustment. And that is why today and yesterday you didn't see me on that panel. But hopefully today, if everything goes well, I will be there with you guys. So until then, God bless you guys. All right. Take care. How can he get you joy right now? Please say something better. All right, my man. I think do good, Dolly. Hotel coming for you now. That one you can handle it back there. I see you guys, man. Good night to every one of you guys. Sis Kringer, thank you very much for your steadfast how they call it what? Steadfastness. Yes. All right. I would say for your resilience, for being very strong. I think you are a very strong and open-minded person. And I highly respect you for that. Yes. Yes. I think our interchange on all the show has given me the higher respect for you. Yes, I do have the higher respect for you because I think you are somebody who I believe need to be very close to Cummings, in my opinion. Yes. And if I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Cummings, I would definitely mention your name that he may forget but may forget about anybody else but not you. Because I believe that you are someone who really in the interest of our people. Because there's nothing that's going to deter you from what Randy say, what Randy recommend. I think you mean well for the Liberian people. Yes. And trust me, your name will be on my lips wherever I stand to talk when I speak about ANC having good people. I think, and I can assure you that you'll be one of them. So get ready. Your ear will start ringing most of the time. All right. So until then, guys, God bless you guys. See you guys later on today. Bye.